Darn wind. Hey, everybody. This is Bill, Boisselle-Schalaba, or as some know me as Atma Prem. I wanted to do a bit of a memorial video here. I want to get that out right now because I don't want anyone thinking, oh, God, he's getting all political again. No, that's not what this is all about. It serves as a bit of a memorial because it's bothering me that somebody who recently died back in February, as far as I and a friend know, there hasn't been any kind of memorial or funeral for this person. That would be my childhood best friend, Lamone Dangerfield. Now, Lamone passed away on February 12th of this year, and I just found out about a week ago. And while it's really hard news to absorb, it's something that I really, in my heart, knew was coming. And when I sent the text, it said, hey, player, this is my new number. Call me or text me. And nothing happened, and no stupid joke came, or no notification of some celebrity's death came. In my heart, I knew that Lamone was gone. Now, I knew things of Lamone. I knew of his lifestyles. Lamone was as straight as an arrow, unlike me. But the one thing that Lamone loved to do is he loved to party and he loved to have fun. He loved his women, he loved his weed, and he loved his freeness of doing whatever he wanted. Damn the consequences with what the toll would have on his body. Now, we all know that this here is nothing more than a shell. It's not going to survive. None of us are getting out of this alive. But we also know as we get older, we can't do those drugs. We can't drink all that booze. We can't smoke all that weed. Smoke those cigarettes. Run here, run there. And live to be a ripe old age. Now, in a way, I knew in my heart of hearts that Lamone was not going to live. I kept having that inkling when he and I would have conversations, and trust me, as one of his friends recently said to me when we were on the phone, you had to block out a certain amount of time for a phone conversation with Lamone Dangerfield, because Lamone was going to make sure you heard everything he had to say. Whether it be funny, whether it be stupid, maybe it be serious, or whether it be him helping me to remember something traumatic that happened to me as a teenager. But you know what? We loved him. We loved him dearly, and he deserves to be remembered. Lamone was 58 when he passed away. Lamone had demons just like the rest of us. Only difference is Lamone was stuck in his demons. Lamone, being the comic book groupie that he was, probably thought, hey, you know what? You ain't gonna get me. Or in the words of Lamone, not gonna get me, Billy. But it did. And as an ordained minister, it just seems right to me to at least make a video. I even thought about having some sort of like memorial service via Zoom with any of his friends, which that offer's there. If any of his friends like Ryan or anybody would like to do something like that, I'm more than happy to host it. And I'm more than happy to lead it. And Lamone and I met when I was 6 years old. My parents moved me to Las Vegas because my asthma and the damn smog in Los Angeles was literally killing me. I met him on a playground in an apartment that we lived. We were told we couldn't play together, and not because I was white and he was black, but simply because we did something we weren't supposed to do. We traded toys. But his mom and my mom quickly became the best of friends. He and I became best of friends. I mean, hell, he would actually come and knock on the back door of my classroom at Myrtle Tate Elementary and ask my teacher if I could play when his class got out 1 hour earlier than me. Lamone was a very loving and kind man. He had a beautiful wife that had been killed in a car accident, I believe, when they had first had their child. He has a daughter, Octavia, who I have not met, that I'm told is my niece. I've reached out to her to no avail, but maybe one day someone will get back to me. Or Octavia, if you're watching this, your dad was my family, and he meant a lot to me. So it would be nice to hear from you if you can. I've left you messages on Messenger and Facebook. Now, Lamone had demons, like I said, just like the rest of us, but he was stuck in them. Almost like in his comic books that he collected, was an immortal. But near the end, I think what happened is he said, hey, you know what, I'm losing my breath, I have congestive heart failure, I'm probably not going to come out of this. And he probably did his damnedest to stay at some sort of peace. Sorry, I'm holding down, it's windy here in Pedro, and I'm holding down a plastic table cover. But the one thing that man did was love and care for his friends. He always had a story. He always had a joke to tell. If a celebrity died, you can bet your damned ass he was going to tell you before he could get a chance to even do anything else. I remember the text. Oh my God, Bill, Lonnie Asnos died. Oh my God, Bill, Carl Reiner was killed by his son. Oh my God, Adam West just died. And that's the other thing. In one of our conversations a couple of years ago, he told me, I don't know if I should tell you this or not, but I met Adam West. And I got an autograph for you. Because when I was a kid, I was obsessed with the 1960s Batman. I still am. Adam West, that Batman was my hero. Every time we played, I had to be Batman. And ain't no way I was being Robin. I was Batman. And sometimes Lamone would be Batman, but picture it. A little 10-year-old fat black man. Fat black Batman. I can still remember the trick-or-treating that we would go on. Our little quirky things that we would do at Circus, like going to the t-shirt shop and going and buying the same powder blue Donna Summer Bad Girls t-shirt and then wearing it to our moms, and Lamone saying to his mom, hey, look, Mom, we're twins. And in a way, we were twins. We were inseparable when we were kids. And of course, like anybody else, when you grow up and you move away, you lose touch. I mean, my mom always kept in touch with Clementine, his mother. I went back to visit, and when I went back to visit, he wasn't home because at that point in his life, he was doing a lot of wrestling. So he was out of town for a tournament. But never once did either one of us leave the other's heart. He's my brother. And I miss him like crazy. I was his brother. And he was there for me in so many ways. Mentally, emotionally, in my darkest times, in my brightest of times. Why, when he got back in touch with me back in 2014 after I married Carlos, he was over the moon that I married Carlos. Immediately referred to Carlos as his brother-in-law. When Carlos was sick last year in the hospital, Lamone was one of those handful of people that was constantly in my ear. It's going to be okay, Billy. He's going to be fine. Just keep your faith and stay strong. He'll be fine. So, as far as his friend Ryan and I know, there's been no services for him. If anybody knows of one that happened, please let us know. The one thing that I've thought about is having a memorial service here from California on Zoom for any of his friends out in Las Vegas that would like to have a way to come together and remember their friend. Because even if you have a friend or a family member who has the darkest fucking demon hanging out in their closet, yes, I know, the Reverend Bill Boisselle, pastor, no, I'm not a pastor, more of a minister, had just cussed. Oh well, fucking big deal. But you can't tell me that you don't love that person, your brother, your sister, your mom, your dad, for getting out of it. Or maybe they drank themselves to death. And you had a hard time forgiving them, but you did, didn't you? If you didn't, there's something wrong with you. There's such a thing as holding, and there's such a thing as folding. And when we don't fold, we're the ones who suffer. The guy who's died, he's gone. He's already flown away. So the night that I found out, I was distraught. I've known this guy since I was 6 years old, and all the memories came flooding back. And in the middle of the night, after I took a shower, sitting on the couch by myself with my husband already in bed, in the dark, I felt a cold hand on my back, and I hear Lamone in my ear saying, "Don't worry, Playboy. Stop crying. Everything's going to be okay." I miss him. He's a good man. He had a daughter I've tried to reach out to, and if you see this, Octavia, he always referred to me as your uncle. He says he always told you that you had a white Uncle Billy in California. I really wish if you see my message or you see this that you'll shoot me a message, because I'd love to know more. I'd love to know exactly what went down, even though I already do after talking to Ryan. I know that he was suffering from congestive heart failure. He wasn't in the best of health. His eating habits were terrible. He was overweight, which he was all of his life. And I'd like to say that that's wrong, but you know what? They were his decisions, his life to live, so I can't say it was wrong. I can say it wasn't right, but in his choosing, I have no control over what he does, no more than I have control of the guy who lives next door. I don't. In a perfect world, we can go up to someone and say, "Hey, you know what? You're killing yourself by doing the things you're doing, eating the foods you're eating." But we can't. And if we do, we alienate people. We shut people down. We give a different look to how we're looked at. And that's not something that you want. And so in the end, who is it that hurts more? It's the people left behind. The person who's died has already flown off. He don't care. He's at peace. And I pray in my heart of hearts that Lamone found peace. He was very jovial. He was kind. He was gentle. He was loving. If something bad happened and he knew about it, but you didn't remember it, like with me, when I asked him about something that happened to me, something very traumatic that I'm not going to go into, but I asked him about it, and what he said is, "Yeah, I know. Yes, you called me that night. But do you really want to go into it? Do you really want to know? Do you really want to remember?" And of course I did. And he told me. There were some tears. And there was some smiles too, because my fears were getting the better of me. And once again, there he is. There's Lamone Dangerfield, ready to pick up the pieces and be the best friend that he could be. Just like his mother. May she rest in peace as well. Clementine, you were like my mom. I miss you. And now Lamone, gone too soon, but never forgotten, brother. Never forgotten. I will never forget you. Carlos will never forget you. You loved and loved and loved until you didn't, until you couldn't, until God took you from us. So that being said, anybody who knows Lamone or knew Lamone's daughter, his sister Marina, his brother, please pass this video along. And if you don't, and you know them, Billy Schalaba, or now Bill Boisselle-Schalaba, is looking for you and would like to talk to you. Here's his Facebook page. Send him a message. Because although I haven't seen the sister or the brother in years, they're my family too. Marina used to pick me up, take me to school, pick me up, bring me home. We had such a great relationship as kids. It was an amazing life that we all lived together. From hanging out and listening to Red Fox records we weren't allowed to listen to alone, to going into Circus to watch circus acts and play games while our mothers gambled, and then Lamone going onto the casino floor to get more money and being whacked in the head by his mom and told he was a fat little fool, to wearing matching Donna Summer t-shirts and a little fat black kid telling his mom, hey, look at us, we're twins. Might as well have been. He was my black brother from my black mother, and I his white brother from his white mother. Rita and Clementine, just like Rita and Lorraine Boisselle, are up there in heaven, and they're all shining down on us, watching Carlos every day and watching me every day, and I miss them all. And now Lamone has been added to the mix at the young age of 58, 1 year away from me. I hit 60 here on May 7th. I accept cards, credit, checks, and cash. I'm kidding. But I miss him. He was a good friend, and I wanted to come on here, make a video, post it to YouTube, make it public so people can know that this man was not only my friend, but he loved the world, he loved the people around him, and he loved life. And he will be greatly missed. So, Heavenly Father, I pray that Lamone is up there in your arms, being held ever so tightly in all the grace of that is love. Love, hope, and eternal peace. May he continue to live it in heaven. May he continue to know that those left behind, including his daughter and his sister and his brother, love him and miss him dearly. For all of us that never really had any closure, I pray for his friends, I pray for myself, I pray for anybody who was touched by this man and either didn't know or just recently found out or knew when it happened that he had passed away and gone home. I pray for this for all. I pray for this for Lamone. And I thank you for your grace of giving Lamone to us to love, adore, and treasure for the years that we had him. Amen. Thank you so much for watching. For all of you out there that found Lamone on Facebook, or you were a friend for life, it don't matter. He loved every single one of you, and he continues to love you from the great beyond. Thank you.